Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Real Hacker Hours podcast. Today we'll be kind of following up on the previous video. Um, Also a bit about what this is. This is just where I do the normal work I would on like my Vault and research side projects and that sort of stuff. I just hit the record button before I do it. None of this is rehearsed, and this is just me working through stuff. So expect to see a bit of smooth brain mistakes, but yeah. What I'm going to be doing today is the last thing I'm going to be doing. So Apache is based on a system of like modularity, where much of the functionality is in various modules that are imported. There is just one last, well, I spent a bit of time reversing out how exactly the modules interact with Apache. And there's just really one last piece of info that I want before I can start like seriously digging in and doing VR on the various modules. That is, I want to understand where the module configuration merges happen. So I'm going to be looking for that today. So, cool. How are we going to do that? First, so my general strategy for how I've been finding things beforehand is I identify a function through a static analysis that. Well, actually, let me take a step back. So, in order to identify various code paths, like let's say the code path for importing a module, the code path for, let's say, seeing where configurations are created, my general strategy is identify or guess through static analysis a function that I believe happens along that code path, and then in the debugger I set a breakpoint for it, and then see if I hit it, and if I hit it, look to see if it's the code path, and then I have the code path. That being said, there are a million different ways you can find that code path. That's just the one I chose. What I'm going to be doing for this one is mod alias has sort of been like our guinea pig module that I've been working with. And here we see that it has a function specified for both merging directory and server configs. So while I don't think it will happen under our current configuration since it's fairly basic, I'm just going to go ahead and see right now first if it is actually just being called. So GTP HTTPD. Let's see, break. No. So what my plan is to see if we can just set a breakpoint for either both merge alias stir and merge alias config, since this is for merging server configs, this is for merging directory configs. What I probably will have to do is I probably have to make changes to the httpd.conf file. That way I specify multiple different server configs and directory configs, and have them in a way that it makes sense for Apache to merge them. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get to the part of this load module process where the where Apache will actually load in the functions into memory, since they aren't actually loaded in right now. They have to be loaded in. And then right after that point, I'm going to set these breakpoints and see if they're hit. Continue. So now we're waiting for auto indexer. Cool. We'll have the alias module. I'm going to look at some of the docs I made about where exactly that module loading happens. So we go to Hackery, Apache reversing, module loading, and according to this, it happens at DSL load. So I'm going to set a breakpoint for here. Right here, we see that at the moment merge alias config, that breakpoint is not set. Cool, but if you finish this, so the DSL load function has been ran, we see that this function is loaded into memory along with the symbols. Cool. So let's set a breakpoint for there, and then set another breakpoint for here. Cool. I'm going to delete the first two breakpoints, so now the only breakpoints are the two merge functions for mod alias. I do not believe these are going to be hit right now, but I'm just going to check and see. They are not hit. Cool. So what I'll probably have to do is do what I thought with adding on additional directory configs and server configs and basically making them the same so that they get merged. Cool. I'm going to start with the directory config. For that, what I'm going to be doing is this is the web directory that it happens in, Volbeat. I'm going to specify an individual directory config for Volbeat and make it the same as the parent folder. That way, hopefully, Apache will merge those two configs. Cool. So let's open up the. Actually, I want to do in Vim. Conf. So this is the config. Cool. Is there like a directory? So, I'll be frank right now, I'm not 100% sure how to, well, the directory server document the default request. So, options indexes. I'm just going to try copying this and specifying it for the Volbeat directory and seeing if that does anything. Volbeat. Thing is, hang on. If module alias redirect. This is the individual config for alias module. Now, one thing I'm not sure of right now is we specified an individual config for the Volbeat directory in a separate thing. I'm not sure if I did it wrong and I have to specify it in the if module. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if Google has the answer. It probably does. Let's see, Apache module config. This is just like a man page with no real example. Well, not the examples I need. Make module directory config. Not seeing what I need. I'm just gonna go ahead and try it. What's the worst that can happen? Well, first let's make sure that we killed all of the HTTPD processes. 4479. Okay, cool. So we can start Apache. Wait. Okay, yeah, we have that. Cool. Let's try breakout load module. Let's try running it. Alias module breakout DSL load. We're here. Finished it. Let's throw it. Nope. That there. That there. Cool. Break there. Break here. And let's see if this does anything. That does not do anything. Cool. So this is not working. One thing I'm curious of. So I see really two paths, actually three paths forward here. First path forward is I just mess around with the comps until it just works the way I want to. Second way is I just do a lot more static analysis to find the code path and then realize what I'm doing wrong through that and then correct it and then hit it dynamically. Third way is I just Google through it. Um, hmm. I'm gonna try a little bit of Googling first. I feel like that will at least help me the most with the least amount of time right now. So, Apache module creation. How does it, what language is it used to exactly? This merge handler for module per directory configurations. Module per directory configurations. Okay. This is the language used to describe it. Part directory configuration is also possible for modules to be configured on a per directory per URL profile basis. Have gonna be reading this for a second. Okay, I don't think that has what I need. That's what I get for not having ad blocker in it. Apache offers the ability to modify many. Oh god, this is a wonderful website. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it now as I just continue Googling. Okay, according to my Googling, I think I might have the answer here. So one thing I'm gonna try doing first off, actually, is where is our if module alias? Cool. One thing I'm gonna try doing is see, can we place the directory I bet that if any Apache server admins are watching, they're probably like screaming at me being like, you don't know Apache configs or something like that. Okay, directory. Cool. What is this? Directory. I'm gonna basically copy this. So, not sure if this is how Apache configs work at the moment. So basically what I'm trying to do is specify that all of the configs for this are relevant to this htdocs directory. If now to see if that, and actually I'm gonna get rid of this full B. So what I think might happen is, so this if module alias, this right here is the configuration for the module. What I'm trying to see right now is if in here we can specify the directory for a particular module, and to see if this will work, I will. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have to restart Apache again, but since I've said it so many times, it just didn't get around. I'm just gonna quickly write the like just a bash script or something to restart it. Bash script kill all processes with name. Alright. So sudo pkill attack f. Actually, let's first make sure. Sudo pkill attack f httpd. That worked. Okay, I'm just gonna kill Apache. pkel tag f http move kill Apache dot. Oh. Let's make it executable. Change mod plus x kill Apache. ps tech ux grep http d. Cool. Sudo script alias cannot occur within directory context. So this is not how we do it. So I'm going to need to get rid of that and that. Save. So that ran. Cool. ps tech ux grep httpd sudo. Cool. So this script you have for killing Apache works. Cool. It took me long enough to do that 1 minute script setup. Okay, cool. So that did not work. My next idea that I have is right here are the configurations for the alias module. I'm just gonna go ahead and see if we can't just include them in this directory. Nope, that did not work. What was it? If module alias, was it? Cool, it was this. Directory. Hang on. Here we go. There we go. Let's first see if Apache will load. Syntax script alias cannot occur within directory context. Okay. So how will we do this? I'm gonna Google mod alias make config for directory. Probably could have phrased that Google question a bit better. Mod alias. So I think this might be at location. We can specify like location, whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So first, let's get rid of these 2 lines since they're not allowed in the directory. If module dir, if module alias star. Let's just add a location full beat. Cool. Let's see, does this work? 342. Script alias cannot occur. I'm gonna try just commenting now. Actually, wait. That's part of the default config, so I kind of want to leave it there in case. Move that there. Alias cannot occur within directory context. But it's happening right here. Okay, I'm just gonna try Googling this error. aliases and redirects. Alias cannot appear in directory context contrary to docs. Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. What I'm thinking is, hang on. Apache alias within directory, alias inside directory. Do I have a virtual host in here? No, I don't have any virtual hosts configured. Might need to do that for the merging the server confs. Apache alias directory. No. I'm going to go ahead and pause it while I Google through. So after looking at this for a while, I think that probably just using mod alias for this is probably a bad idea. So I'm going to try and switch over to using modder. So where is it? If module dir module direct. Cool, directory index. Index.html. I'm gonna try copying this to the directory above here. Directory. Let's see. Nope. Directory index index.html. Can this run? Yes, that can run. Great. So next, let's delete. I'm just gonna comment out this config. Sudo kill Apache. Sudo httpd. Let's see, does it serve? Cool. So what I just confirmed by commenting out that config and adding it to the directory is that config to have index.html be the default be the default page that does work. I'm gonna 100% just confirm that Apache directory index. Actually, I just want to confirm that directory index is indeed from modder, and we can do that. Directory index, yes, we see here this configuration is specific to that. So we can see here that there is clearly that functionality from modder is indeed there. Cool. So next up, I am going to copy this and have it be basically I'm going to copy this config and have it for the subdirectory volbeat. Sure, yeah, same exact thing. So let's go into htdocs, volbeat, index.html here. I'm going to put some volbeat lyrics here so I can distinguish between the two index.html. What's some good? That's some good volbeat lyrics. So now I'm going to go back and restart Apache. And let's confirm it is working. There. Okay, cool. So the config that we set for both directories is indeed working. I am now going to go ahead and see if we can see some of that sweet, what is it? Directory config merging. Yeah, not merging. Oh. So let's fire up this. Break out load module. Run it. Let's get to dir module. Dir module out here. DSO load. So we're at the part. Finish. Cool. And now let's set a breakpoint for where is modder. Here it is. Let's see if we hit this. Fingers crossed. Okay, that is not called there. So my strategy of having multiple configs for different directories with the same configs, that did not work. How can I could potentially, maybe what's happening is this, I'm purely just guessing here. Since it realizes the config for both of the directories are the same and just only creating one. Now, if that's happening, I'm not sure how to deal with that. I'm gonna try just like once, just messing around the config a little. If that doesn't work, I'll probably gonna have to switch over to just static analysis to figure this out. So let's do that. I'm gonna try creating two directories which are not, once they're both at the same level, they're not like parent or child. I'm gonna make their configs the same, but their configs different from the parent. So let's just put hope. And let's change this from Volbeat to A7X since that's what I'm listening to right now. Cool. Now I'm going to go through and create those two directories. Actually, cd Volbeat, move index hook.html, cptech avr, Volbeat A7X, cat A7X, cool. Oh, ls A7X, my bad. Cool. So let's see if this does it for us. break at load module. Dir module, break at DSO load, finish, and let's see if their configs get merged at all. Their configs did not get merged. Okay. Time to just do, I'm just going to do some switch over to static analysis now. Apache source. Let's just see if we can grep thread. Merge, grep, config. Gonna take out the first two letters since I'm not sure if they're uppercase or lowercase. Press.c, config.c. Apache merge per dir configs. This seems very promising. Let's try grepping for this. Grep tech I. Config. It's probably in config.c. But where is it called from? Now merged. Interestingly enough, the majority of the call sites I see for it are coming from request.c. Let's getting ahead of myself. Let's first just look at the AP merge per dir configs. So Apache source, server, config.c. Apache merge per dir. Alec. df, what is df equal to? fdf. Merger func df equals merger func cache. Okay. So looking at here, it looks like it pretty much just indirectly calls the merger conf file or function. If not, it just, I'm not sure what it's doing here. Oh, it's setting new vector equal to that. Where's new vector set? Was new conf. Okay, cool. So roughly what we would expect to see. The thing that's most interesting about looking at this is the fact that it seems that the majority of these calls are coming from request.c for this function. And there were a few calls from the modules, Jonathan Core. However, I don't think right now I'm going to be too concerned about them. So it looks like the majority of the calls that is going to be made to this are from request.c. So I'm going to take a look at those and see exactly where this is being called from. Request.c. Where is this in? What is this in? This is a big function. AP directory walk. Getting and checking directory configuration. Okay. I'm curious if all of the directory, the per dir config merges are happening in here. I'm going to copy this over. AP merge. This is called 4 times in here. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. This 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So AP merge per dir configs are called about 10 times in request.c. 4 of them happen within the AP directory walk. So let's see if we can't find where the rest of them are called from. This function is APF walk sub, so another like directory walking. AP file walk. AP location walk. And oh yeah, this is probably the AP directory walk. Yeah, Apache directory walk. So it looks like all of them. So all of the functions, all of the AP merge directory configs, they're all happening within the directory walking functions. Since this AP directory walk seems to appear to be the biggest, I'm assuming has the most functionality. Wait a second. If that's happening, then chances are okay, so I just had, I think, a big brain moment. So my default model that I've been assuming is since during startup the modules are loaded, the configurations for the various modules and directories and servers and everything is created. I also assumed that the director, it would also check, oh hey, what configurations can I merge at this point. That does not appear to be the case. It appears that while it does generate the configs, the merging happens when it is actually processing requests. That is most evident with the fact that all of the AP merged or configs, the majority of them are made in like request.c and like even seeing AP directory walk. This is indeed the only parameter is request. So what I'm going to try doing is I'm going to try and see if I can potentially get effectively debug one of the child processes that serve the request and see if the directory merging happens from there. Break, actually, what am I doing? Let's start Apache, cool. pstech grep htpd sudo gdb sudo gdb sudo gdb. Cool, attach 7210, attach 7211, attach 7212. Cool. I'm going to set this one, so merge dir configs. Cool. I'm going to set a breakpoint for this function, and I'm also going to set a breakpoint for AP directory walk to see if that function is called. And now I'm going to send some web requests. What has been hit? It has been AP directory walk and merge dir configs. Okay, so we have hit the code path for merge dir configs. It is called from here. So that's interesting. So the model I have had in my head for how directory merge for configs work, that was incorrect. I thought it happened during server startup, but no, it happens actually in the worker process when it's actually serving requests. That is helpful. Yeah. Like what I'm trying to do in my head right now with all of this reversing is I want to get like effectively like a good kind of like map for like this is all the functionality Apache has, and these are how the various different pieces interact with each other, and this is how it gets stuff done. And these are the locations I go to see the various different sub functionalities like creating a configuration, calling a hook, setting up command options, and roughly like how each of those sub functions work and how they interact in the bigger piece. So, okay, cool. I'm gonna save this. Okay, it's called once, twice. Okay, so it's called twice. Okay, cool. One thing I'm gonna try checking now is merge dir configs. That's interesting. So it appears to be every time I send a request, it calls merge dir configs. Are these call stacks the same? $48, 67. Wait, no. 40, 40, 40, 34. F0. Let's see, is this the same call stack? No, something's not right here. 70F A48. So it appears that AP merge dir configs is being called twice with an AP directory of walk. Okay, cool. So we know that happens. So okay, cool. So we've located where exactly the merging of per directory configs happens. Next up, the final piece I want to know is where does merging of server configs happen. So for that, there's AP merge per dir configs. I'm guessing that I could probably just grep for like AP merge per dir, or not per dir, per server configs. I'm going to kill all these Apache processes. So let's grep AP merge per dir. Is there like a per? Seeing a lot of per dir. So this is a bit interesting. I'm seeing like a lot of function calls for like merging per directory configs. I'm not seeing it for server. I want to try and make my grep a bit more ambiguous. Request.c. Merge core server configs. Wait, server core.c. Merge core. Okay, so merge server configs appears to happen in config dots, or at least it's established in config.c. Merge server configs. Okay, so this appears to be the function where this happens. Reptech IR. It's only called once in config.c. Fix up virtual host. What is mod p? AP top module. Create server config. If create server config. What is DFF? DFF equals. Okay, so this appears to be where merge server configs happens. I'm fairly confident of this since like that we're seeing a very similar code pattern from this to the per dir configs that we have already seen. So, and we also see this only called for one spot in server config.c. So, what I'm gonna do right now to verify this is, let's see if I can just quickly, can I? No, don't think. I'm thinking of just quickly adding a virtual, like two different virtual hosts with similar configs and see if I can't get a server config merge there. So let's go ahead and do that. cd apache conf then http. Let's pull up, since this doesn't have a virtual host example, Apache. So I'm going to have this as going to make a quick virtual host 80. Let's see. Will this work? That does work. Cool. With that being said, let's make another virtual host that's basically the same thing. I'm going to change this from all to 127.0.0.1. And actually, let's just make this. Oh, yeah. Let's do it like that. I'm changing it from. Okay. I changed it to two separate IP addresses that do not overlap. One thing I was a bit concerned of is I don't actually know if this would cause an issue, but that asterisk is basically any IP address whatsoever, so I didn't want like it to see, oh hey, there's an asterisk, I'm just going to set all configs equal to that. I don't know if that is actually how it works, I'm just guessing. So let's go back, let's see if we can't get if module alias module. Let's see if we can't just copy this. I'm gonna try and put it in here. Nope. there. Let's see. Will this cause problems? No, will not. That is very good to see. Okay. Let's comment this out. So, if right now we have virtual host set up, which is basically kind of like a virtual instance of an Apache server, we have a virtual host set up for both 127.0.0.1 and 127.0.0.2. One has an alias, one does not. If the model in my head of how this works is correct, we should be able to go to like one of the virtual hosts, have the alias working, go to another, not have it working. So that, and if we go to, cool. So here it is. Cool. So .2 has the alias, .1 does not. So let's try it. That has the alias working. What? How did this redirect to Amazon? That does not. Cool. So we have verified that the aliasing functionality is specific to a virtual host, which is effectively like a virtual server. Now I'm going to go ahead, alias/y. Actually, wait, I can just copy and paste this. Let me just rewrite this. Hackery Apache htdocs x. Cool. Now let's see if we can get the server config merge functioning. Work at load module run. Okay, here we are. DSO load. Breakpoint 2. Cool, we're here. Get rid of these 2 breakpoints. And then, where is our good old mod alias? Merge server configs. Let's see if this runs. Oh wait, no. Did not copy that correctly. And it gets called, we have the code path, which is called from here. Let's save this. Gets called twice. Okay. Maybe it merges it individually for each server. Not sure. And then it runs. Cool. So we have successfully identified the merge configuration for both directories and servers, which are virtual hosts, effectively from the conf file. Merging of directories happens during the request. Merging of virtual hosts happens during setup. Now that we understand that, and we have a pretty good idea overall of all of the different, well, how Apache works and how it interfaces with the modules and all the different ways, roughly what all the sub behaviors are, how they operate, and where they are on the code path and where they're executed. So yeah, we have a good idea. I'm going to end it here since it's been like 54 minutes. See you guys later.